So a few days ago, I was kind of feeling sad and overwhelmed, and I didn't really understood why I was feeling like that. So I just went ahead and went out on my day, did my nails. But when I got home, for some reason, I just couldn't get rid of that feeling of like sadness and overwhelmed that I was having. So I did this one journaling method that I want to show you today, and it's called the brain dump journaling method. Many people have used this for productivity, but today I just want to focus on how you can use the brain dump technique in journaling for getting clarity on your thoughts when you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, or maybe worried. So, what I did that day, I got home and I took some time for myself, went outside and got some fresh air and just started dumping everything in a piece of paper. I started writing down everything that I had on my mind, all the thoughts that I had that were running through my mind. And just by releasing all that baggage that I was carrying in my mind in that piece of paper, just that exercise alone, it just gave me so much relief because I felt so much lighter just by doing that. Now the next thing that I did is the on the thought that I had when it came to worry or fear. I asked myself this question. So the first one that you can write down after dumping everything on that piece of paper, um, you can ask yourself, what am I worrying about? Or that's not the question, sorry. The question is, what am I focusing on? What am I focusing on? I learned this question from Tony Robbins. And the next question after that, you can write down why, if you're feeling fearful or worried, like what aspect of that thought is making you feel fearful or worried, right? And then this is the part that it actually makes me, it always helped me like make that shift in my mindset. Is like, how can I turn this around? So in this case, it's like, I'm worried. You tend to worry because you tend to start thinking of all the bad things or all the wrong things that could happen. But then when you ask the question of how can I turn this around? Now we're forcing our brain to start thinking about what could be positive outcomes of this situation or these thoughts that I'm having. So it's forcing your brain to turn those worries around. And that tends to help you a lot. Um, After doing all of that, lastly, the last thing I did, um, I focused on gratitude. So I wrote down three things that I was grateful for that day, because I always feel like definitely gratitude has always made me shift my mindset when I feel like that. And then after I did that and I felt that relief in my of how I was feeling, I went ahead and took a long walk in the evening to take care of myself. The weather was so perfect, and I started focusing on all the good things and all the blessings that I was having while I was walking. Just that exercise alone, when I done with it, I felt so much lighter and so much better. And what I end up discovering is that my son was gonna have eye surgery on that next week, and I was carrying that worry for weeks, and I was dreading it. But just by dumping that on a piece of paper and focusing on the positive outcomes and the gratitude, and then one extra thing you can do, because it's always powerful, is just put it in prayer and release all those worries to God, right? Turn those worries around to God and surrender them to Him. It also makes you feel so much lighter because you end up feeling that He's in charge and you don't have to worry about any of the things that are going through your mind. So just that thought alone, I felt so peaceful and light the rest of the weekend. And it just helped me like move on. The day of the surgery came, and I was so surprised of how peaceful and calm I was. Actually, I think that my husband was more nervous than me, but I was so calm that day, and everything went so well. So I'm very grateful for that. Anyway, if if you have those feelings of fear, anxiety, overwhelm, I recommend you to do this exercise. And if you practice it, let me know in the comments. Like I would love to hear what is that one thing that maybe you've been carried in your mind, that worry, that fear, and let me know of like one positive thing that you can think of. One thing that maybe you can turn it around that could help you today. All right. So I hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you later. Bye.